Hey everybody, what's happening? Neil back once again, showing off more comics. This time I have the Marvel comics. I'm not showing them all off, of course, just a few select keys and favorite covers and reprints, like this one here, Amazing Fantasy 15. Obviously a reprint. I don't have that book, of course. Who does? It's pretty obvious. I think this came with the movie, actually, in 2002. And I've also got this reprint as well of The Amazing Spider-Man 252, which was the first appearance of the symbiote Spider-Man in this comic. Anyway, it started in Secret Wars. More reprints in terms of covers anyway. This is a Venom Spider-Man True Believers #1, and yeah, just a reprint of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 300. And this is a reprint of Web of Spider-Man #1, kind of. I mean, one of the cover anyway. I haven't even read this book yet, called Venom Symbiosis. And the Spectacular Spider-Man, so I got this because it's the start of this Cosmic Spidey storyline during the Acts of Vengeance, which was a huge crossover. All the villains, like Magneto and stuff, they swapped partners, but of course, this is Cosmic Spider-Man, so this is like Superman Spider-Man, basically, and Magneto had no idea. And he took on the Hulk as well. Yeah, who's the strong one now? Who's the strongest in the world now? Grey Hulk, too. And taking on the Tri-Sentinel as well. So that ends the Acts of Vengeance storyline. And this book was a Todd McFarlane book I got for free. The Amazing Spider-Man Skating on Thin Ice. And Venom, Lethal Protector, reprint, True Believers #1 again. And one more reprint here, The Incredible Hulk 181, which is technically the second appearance of Wolverine, but the first cover. Time to show off some of my original comics from my childhood, including the Marvel Universe. This is the guide to all the characters. So I got the back of the comic there as well. Wonderful artwork all over it. All the Asgardians here. And all the Avengers, too, including Mantis. And Marvel Universe B2C as well. So this one's pretty beat up, as you can see. And yeah, more awesome art on the back. Cool characters, Cannonball, Captain America, and Captain Britain as well as Captain Marvel, and Bullseye, and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Now, this ain't no reprint. It's Daredevil 131, the first appearance of Bullseye. I love this comic. It's got a weird yellow UPC bottom left there, and it's not in great shape, but it's a wonderful book, and I cherish it. Love these characters. I have many Daredevil issues, of course, but this one's one of my favorites here. The Frank Miller stuff, the storyline with the Punisher, and yeah, no more Mr. Nice Guy. A lot of people have this book, but it's like another classic cover. Daredevil 190 is all about the resurrection of Elektra. And Daredevil 191 is about the torture of Matt Murdock's soul. Poor guy. And this one too. I really like this one just because it's got Spidey in it. And Blackheart too. Really, really cool antagonist. And Elektra #1. I'm just showing this off mainly because of the artwork. It is amazing. What a brilliant cover. Yeah, a lot more modern book though. And now to the Avengers now. And of course this classic cover from 1986. The 25th anniversary cover. They were all like that. Avengers 275 was the start of a really cool storyline starring all your favorites. A lot of heroes versus a lot of villains. And the Avengers 276, these are classic comics that I had since I was a kid. So yeah, some of the very first storylines ever for me. And yeah, the final battle here, of course. Baron Zemo and Captain America came down to those two, and guess who won? And the Avengers Free Comic Book Day. So why not throw this one in there? It's a pretty cool cover, actually. I dig it. And Captain America Streets of Poison storyline. So I was a big fan of Cap, of course, growing up too. And there are many interesting guest appearances throughout this storyline, as you can see. And Bullseye here as Cap down. Very cool cover. I might as well show off this whole story. And here we go with Daredevil showing up as well. Number 376, it's a really cool cover with Black Widow and many others. And this one as well, Crossbones and Bullseye. And the final issue here, which comes down to Cap and Crossbones. So, really cool storyline. And now onto Wolverine. I've got a whole bunch. I just want to show off number 2 here. And this one as well, which has got a super awesome cover. Wolverine number 50 has the claws cut through there, showing the battle with Shiva. And Wolverine Origins number 1 as well, which is a really cool story. I love the reflection, on this cover. Now on to my favorite book of all time, starting with X-Men number 1, the Marvel Milestone Edition reprint, of course. And this X-Men 13, the first appearance of the Juggernaut. And I recently picked up this awesome reprint of X-Men 137, The Death of Jean Grey. And Days of Future Past, I love this storyline. I got it collected here in this, a reprint naturally. I don't have the original issues, unfortunately, but that's okay. And this one is an original issue, though, the old Christmas issue, 143 with Kitty Pryde. The Uncanny X-Men 167, another iconic cover. And this battle between Colossus and Juggernaut, I had to show that off. I can't show off all my X-Men issues. I have all of them. This one here, Rogue, Public Enemy, great cover again. And this awesome cool cover as well, number 207 with Wolverine cutting right through the page. Now I have all of the Mutant Massacre storyline as well, but I thought I would show off this reprint of issue 213 that came with the Wolverine action figure. And this issue has got some classic 80s characters. Uncanny X-Men 221, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, so I would consider this a key issue. And this one's awesome too. Any battle between Wolverine and Sabretooth is always fun. 224 is the very first comic I ever owned, and that's because my cousin Josh gave it to me. The Fall of the Mutants storyline was also very, very cool. This next issue I picked up at Yesterday's Heroes in Toronto on Bathurst, which no longer exists. Another key issue, Uncanny X-Men 244, the first appearance of Jubilee. And this is the first appearance of the new Psylocke. That's a very convoluted story with brain swapping and stuff, but this is the first appearance of new Psylocke. And I thought I would show off more of the Acts of Vengeance because I love that crossover event. And this last issue as well, Wolverine tearing apart the Mandarin, cool. And the first appearance of Gambit, another key issue here with the Spider-Man face logo, so second printing, but still worth something. And this issue is awesome as well, another iconic cover featuring Wolverine, Black Widow, and Cap. And I love this issue as well with the fold-out page. 275, this is one of my favorite X-Men issues. And now, I'm going to show off X-Men Visionaries. Why am I showing off X-Men Visionaries, which contains a lot of cool 80s storylines? Well, because I got Chris Claremont's autograph right there. And X-Men versus the Teen Titans, so a huge crossover with DC. Really interesting book. Got another mini-series here for you. It's X-Men versus the Avengers. Really cool. Awesome stuff, great covers. I'm going to show off all 4 of these books, because why not? Yeah, number 3 is probably the coolest cover, I think, with Cap and Wolvie. And this one here, the little trial of Magneto or whatnot, but awesome stuff. And X-Men number 1, who didn't have this book? Everyone. This is the good condition, full fold-out cover one. And here's the actual fold-out cover. This is my crappy one from childhood. It's in bad shape. That's not too bad, actually. It looks awesome. And I'm going to show the back of that same poster as I will slowly tilt up here. Show off all the characters on the back. Such awesome Jim Lee artwork. Wow, so iconic. 32 years ago. And here's issue number 1 by itself. Because, I got a million of them, so I might as well show them off in sequence. Number 2, got Colossus and Rogue and Gambit and Psylocke. And this one, of course, with the 3 X-Men. And the 4th one is Magneto, of course. So, yeah, again, classic Jim Lee. And this issue here is the first appearance of Omega Red. And this cover as well is another iconic, lovely favorite cover. Skipping ahead quite a bit in time, I mean, this video is not in any chronological order anyway, but I wanted to show off Phoenix Endsong here. It's a 5-part miniseries with some beautiful artwork on the cover. Obviously, a lot of Wolverine and Cyclops and Jean Grey, naturally. It's and this is a lovely cover here with them about to embrace. Wow, it's just beautiful detail on these covers. And yeah, we get Cyclops and the White Queen and everything. I think this was a really cool kind of attempt at the idea of ending Phoenix once and for all. But yeah, there's number 5. So yeah, really cool. The Phoenix in Jean's eye. So yeah, wonderful stuff here. And again, just gorgeous artwork. Had to share. Might as well show off these official Marvel indexes to the X-Men, which are summaries of the original X-Men books that started so long ago, written by Stan Lee, of course, right up until the 70s here. So, yep, really, really great stuff. And that's all I have. Classic X-Men number 1, which is a reprint of Giant Size X-Men number 1 with gorgeous art on the cover by Art Adams. And I might as well show off the 1986, 25th anniversary issue as well with Storm. And the back of these books are really cool as well because they always came with a second story, so there's always a bonus. And this is a nice cover too. I just thought I'd show off this really cool cover like X-Men 1. And X Factor number 1 as well. This book ain't worth too much, I don't think, but it's a really cool storyline, and it's all about the return of Jean Grey and the original team. X Factor 10 got the Marvel's 25th anniversary treatment. And the death of Angel. Well, we all thought he was gone for good, but no, he was turned into Archangel by Apocalypse. And Excalibur annuals, or special editions actually. They were called special editions. This one's from 1987. And this one is 1992, where they actually wind up fighting the original X-Men. And the New Mutants, okay, so I got to talk about this. This is all about the fall of the mutants and the death of Doug, aka Cypher, written by Louise Simonson, the brilliant Louise Simonson. The New Mutants number 98 was a huge change following the Extinction Agenda. This is a reprint, of course, the first appearance of Deadpool. And X-Force number 1, everybody had this comic. You can find this comic for 50 cents everywhere you go, although the bagged version with the Deadpool card is probably worth quite a bit more. And this one's really cool. Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown 1. This was, I think, late 80s, I believe. And the art is just fantastic. Marvel Zombies. This is just a cool cover, just like X-Men number 1 from 91. Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness. Yes, what a wonderful combination that is. Issue 2 has a familiar cover, of course, of Uncanny X-Men 268, which I just showed off previously. And this is Spider-Man, who got bit by zombie Captain America versus Ash. Yeah, number 4, speaking of zombie Captain America, I think they rebuilt him. And number 5, with the classic Wolverine on the cover there, from Wolverine number 1. So yeah, I liked Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness. It's a lot of fun, and obviously it was very popular as it was made into this what-if storyline, on Disney+. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for joining me, showing off my Marvel comic collection. Best of them anyway. Until next time, peace.